So, we're out of Stilton's Manor. The Jindosh lock is no longer a thing because, of course, he never went crazy. The Duke never sealed the place up. All that's left is to find out what's been done to the Dust District. Or as it's more properly known, the Batista District. Yep, it's much nicer. There isn't a load of dust floating about. You can actually see the pavement for a start.
Apparently the family committee made a request. Too much dust was pissing down.
Well, at least Stilton listens to them. More than I can say for the Grand Guard.
Yeah, the Duke is rotten and it spreads out from there. But Aramis Stilton is a good man.
I'll tell him you said that. He drinks at my brother's pub.
He knows we appreciate him. Karnaca has problems, but it could be a lot worse here in this district.
You have no idea. Also, I realise mining will probably kill you first, but you really want to give up the cigars? Just saying. The rest of the district's sealed off, so we don't get to find out if the Howlers and the Overseers are still having their little war. Mind you, they probably aren't, because Stilton's here to keep a lid on things. Let's just swing... Ooh, shinies. Bonus loot. This was definitely worth checking out. Let's just jump in here.
This is the Duke of Secundus. At the request of Aramis Stilton, I'm told I need to present
Oh?
for safety. Certainly not productivity this time. You should all thank Stilton. The only one of you lazy and great's worth anything. Back to work, all of you.
So he was basically browbeaten into those safety awards, wasn't he? Oh, what a shame. The Duke sounds like he's not having too happy a time of it. No wall of light either, and the gates are open. Because, of course, this is not the Dust District anymore.
Ain't never safe for the likes of me. I heard that Stilton agreed to a meeting with the woman heading up the family committee. What's her name again?
Lucia Pastor. Well, she's supposed to talk to Stilton soon about new safety rules for the mines. Fewer hours for the children working down there, too.
Yes, that's good.
Care in the first place. She isn't one of us. Never seen her carrying a pick or a shovel.
There's a rumor that she was in love with a miner. Someone who died in an accident.
Oh, it's much more than a rumour. Those of you who remember the Adamar Institute, remember that in the Solarium there is a book containing a patient schedule. It mentions Lucia Pastor. It also mentions that she's pregnant. So, there you go. Also my mouse has... There we are, that's unjammed. Not sure why that happened. Let's take a wander around. Don't think there's much else. Okay, so rune and a couple bone charms there.
This is the Duke of Secundus.
Oh, it's the Duke again.
Your face is covered.
Oh ho.
Are you worried someone might recognize you?
Palace dinner. Yes, it's true. I excluded Vice Overseer Liam Byrne. Contrary to what the Abbey believes, I do not hate them.
No?
But no one tells me when to stop drinking. And how is it
Right, I
possible to
see.
eat when someone is sermonizing on the risks of consuming vermin. Why is this even a question? Whoever wanted to eat rat flesh in the first place?
Nobody, but some of us don't get a choice.
Apart from the fortunate poor. They're excluded from palace functions as well.
Well, that would be the unfortunate poor who just heard you saying that. Oh dear, the Duke is not doing a very good job on his PR in this timeline, is he? And in here?
Shaft, it'll mark a real victory. More air means less dusty lung.
And less dusty lung means less dead miners and more productive miners. Everyone wins! Yay!
Without Aramis,
Lucia!
we'd be cooked. Someone who actually understands what it's like to work the Hello there. What can I do for you? The Family Miners Committee is here for everyone.
You can tell me how the kiddie's getting on. He'd be, what, 3 now? She? 3?
Lucia Pastor, right? You deserve thanks for helping the people here.
Considering who you are, I don't know whether to feel honored that you recognize me or to yell at you for propping up the Duke while he's shitting all over Serkonos.
You can try looking
who
over
do you
here.
think I am?
I'm not stupid. Whether the newspapers and the posters in the street are right or wrong, I know who you are. And I hope
over here?
you're here to end Luca Abella's tyranny. Either way, we haven't been sitting around waiting for you to clean up your mess.
Sounds like
goody.
you have a plan.
No, nothing that solid. Not yet. But I believe the Duke will fall, eventually. All I can say is that when you reach the Grand Palace, just be aware that not everyone there is your enemy. Trust your judgment.
All right. I'll remember that.
Anyway, good luck. There's still a chance to make something new here in Karnaca. Something that serves everyone, not just some rapacious bastard with a title.
That's no way to talk about the current Empress, even if it is technically true. Right, through him... Oh, food, excuse me. Yes, I know it's for the miners, but it serves a more important cause at this point. And then... out. Nope, definitely not out that way. Let's backtrack. This place is a lot nicer when it's not completely fallen in on itself. And then we're back here, so out, over, pull out the heart, and pick up the shinies. One of which looks like it's up here. Oh, this looks interesting. We seem to have disturbed somebody's makeshift lodgings. Also, probably unprescribed use of sleeping aids, but there you go. Yoink. And then that leaves a couple of bone charms. Looks like one of them's up there, and the other is black bone charm. That looks like it's down by the exit point. Let's try for this one. Going up once, twice, 3 times. No need for windmill because there's no wall of light. Bone charm. There we are. Yoink. And then last but not least, help ourselves to some goodies up here, and then I think it's off back to Sokolov. Ow.
The familiar parts of the city are starting to feel dodgy. That's no way to live.
Yep, it is much, much nicer now that we've changed history.
Maybe no one else
That
will
totally
even
won't.
notice. But things have changed here. For the better.
Question is, how's that going to come back to haunt us later on? Ooh. Yep, there we are. There's the other black bone charm. So bonus, bonus, bonus. Yay! Solid landing. We'll check what that does once we're back on the Dreadful Whale. Anton, let's get out. Ooh.
Consuming until someone puts an end to it.
Me?
You're back. That was quick.
Megan, you're no longer armless. Not that you ever were, you understand, but you've got your
Sorry
arm.
I couldn't take you
She's
to
got
see
her arm back.
Stilton
Armlet.
myself.
Oh, never mind.
But I guess you found the place.
Oh yeah, I found the place. You have no
Years
idea.
back, Stilton was always quiet about the Duke. I never figured out just why.
Remember what you saw here when you're back in Dunwall, Emily. My final lesson, perhaps.
Perhaps. Mostly he was probably hoping he could make something of Luca, but that prospect's gone completely down the toilet now that Delilah's
Lucky
here.
for the miner. Let's get back to the Dreadful Whale.
Yes, let's. I don't think Megan's got anything else to say. At least you put the cigarette out. Cigar. Yeah, it's definitely a cigar.
Are you ready
Anton.
to leave? The dust is wreaking havoc on my throat.
Yep, we're ready to go.
Yes. I found a way to get around Paolo and Byrne. And I've been to Stilton's house. Let's go.
Although technically we didn't get around Paolo and Byrne, and ooh, I may have accidentally ghosted the whole level. Amazing what you can do with a save game and a bit of time travel. Missed one of the bone charms, missed one of the runes, missed one of the blueprints, which is annoying, but found most of the rest. Saved Aramis Stilton, so yeah, I don't think there will be any comeback on that, although it'd be interesting to see what happened if you did it by killing him instead of knocking him out. I suspect you would still end up with the shitty timeline because he wouldn't be around to restrain the Duke. However, we are heading into the Grand Palace via the Dreadful Whale.
Bell tore down the original palace in Karnaca, his birthplace, in order to build a lavish structure that cost enough to feed everyone in Serkonos for years. It's said to be a sprawling estate to humble all others, a monument to his ego and sense of princely entitlement. But whatever the Duke has done to his nation happened while I was Empress. In Dunwall, we were content to look the other way as long as the silver kept flowing. I've got to get inside the Grand Palace, deal with the Duke, and find a way to steal Delilah's soul.
How hard could it be? Oh.
This is my last time.
Hello, Mumsy.
Soon, I'll dissolve into the great nothing.
You should be at peace.
I've stayed too long. Find Delilah's spirit. Trap her with this cage of dead flesh. Set me free.
I don't understand.
You will, very soon.
Of course, because the heart's the only thing that we've got that can transport a spirit, and there's probably only room for one. So, answer from Wyman. My Emily, your career is Morley's on the verge of going to wall. Dunwall's ashamed. We've heard about soldiers made of metal. Yep, that's true. Women commanding the trees. Yeah, that one's true as well. Whales gathering in the harbour, singing their songs in river. Delilah, what have you done? Please be safe, I don't know what to do. Well, Wyman is getting rather worried. Can't say as I blame him. Also, good thing we picked up that photograph. It would have been rather embarrassing if we hadn't. So, not much else to do in here, I think. Let's go talk to the guys. Well, guy and gal, and see where we stand. Hypatia? Nope, she still legged it. And... in here?
I can't believe it's
No?
taken this long for
Oh right,
someone
they're
to
up on
the
deck.
Duke. Another
Let's have a look.
aristocratic boss living in a palace and sucking the marrow out of the same people who built it.
Yes,
Oi!
I regret my affiliation with the young
Aramis!
Duke, but his father...
Hey, eh?
Close. It was my hope that Luca would eventually grow up and learn that his actions as ruler of Serkonos have very real consequences.
He could always count on the backing of Dunwall's finances and navy. Maybe without that, he would have developed a healthy respect for the people of Serkonos. Fear of the executioner's block has been a fine motivator for many a ruler.
Once the Duke falls, it's my hope that we can build something better. Something more
Fortune in silver
representative.
mines. Without the usual cruelty associated with such endeavors.
Good for him. Hey guys, we done talking? Yeah, I think we're pretty much done talking. Ooh, Aramis, you brought the map. Excellent. Right, well that will help. Let's talk. Alright, talk to Megan
Are
instead.
you ready for this?
Oh yeah,
I've
definitely.
been inside a dozen castles and 100 mansions, and they're the same everywhere. The Duke's palace can't be anything worse than Lady Brisby's social afternoons.
Getting inside might not be the hard part. The
Oh,
Duke
dear.
doesn't exactly run a tight ship.
Taking down Duke
noticed.
Abel is only part of the puzzle. You've also got to find whatever it is he's keeping for Delilah.
You were cryptic about what you gleaned from visiting the Dust District, which is fine. The world is better with a hint of mystery.
Good way of
Once
covering the
you're
fact we didn't have a
inside the
clue
Grand
what we saw.
Palace, whatever you do could affect things in Karnaca for years to come. Remember that.
I've got a map of the Grand Palace for you, and I know something that may be useful. There's a hidden lever in the pantry that opens a passage to the Duke's vault. If he's keeping anything precious for Delilah, I suspect that's where it'll be. Beyond that, good hunting.
I'll see what I can do. I know things in Karnaca are fragile, and I've got a lot to think about after all this is done.
Well, we have our map, we have our secret pantry entrance on the lower level, and more to the point, we have Aramis. What do you want to say for
It's
us?
not widely known, but the Duke has a body double. The man is the spitting image of Luca.
So, what? We break him, we find the double and convince him to take
A
over?
likable fellow, and quite humble.
Yeah, this is starting to sound like Plan B, isn't
No
it?
idea where they found him, but the Duke's double has spent years passing for the Duke.
Well, that must be an awful job.
I suppose Luca always hoped his double would be there to take an assassin's bullet.
That's pretty much what body doubles are for. It's a god-awful
Take
job.
care. I hope to see you again.
Well, I imagine we probably won't actually, because this is, I think, the second to last mission, and we're pegging it straight back to Dunwall after this one to deal with Delilah. Let's have a quick look on the bridge before we speak to Megan. See if there's anything to pick up. Ooh, audiograph.
Now we're going after the one who started it all. The Duke himself.
Yay!
I forgot the thrill of it. Planning drop-off points, picking the approach. thinking about the best ways to kill somebody who lives behind high walls.
I'm not planning to kill him, Billy.
With the excitement, there's a black echo that comes back to me for what I did at Dunwall Tower.
Yes, you helped kill Mumsy, we know.
Duke Luca Abel. I've loved a number of women, and even a couple of men. But I've never loved anyone like my Deirdre. After I left home, those first years on the streets, she's all that kept me from the bottom of the river.
Aww, touching.
I could sleep on a pile of garbage under a leaky awning as long as she was there with me. Sharing a tin of potted meat or a bottle of brandy that we nicked during the day. The Duke and his little brother came through Dunwall, and Deirdre and I got in their way as they stepped out of their fancy coach. The Duke goaded his brother, calling us wharf roaches. And it was the brother who swung the stick that killed her.
Ah, right, so this is
Splitting her
personal
skull.
for Megan
There were
then.
wooden gazelles on top of the coach. And I snapped one off and drove it into his eye, as deep as it would go. Deirdre was already gone. Dead as a doornail. Lying in the muck, staring up at the gray Dunwall sky. On the run after that. I was hunted by the City Watch and even members of the Grand Guard up from Serkonos. People looked at me like I was cursed, spitting whenever I got close. Everyone knew I'd bring trouble. Even the gangs. The Duke's brother has been dead for a long time. But now was my chance to get back at Luca Abel for setting him off against pretty, young Deirdre. Nothing was the same for me after they took her away.
Whoa, okay. Let's not let Megan near the Duke, shall we? Probably a really bad idea. Yoink. Yoink. Right, to the Grand Palace. Let's get going.
Should we head toward the palace?
Yep, let's
get
go.
underway.